Morning, neighbors. Let's talk a little bit about NOAA and what the current politics has done to and for the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. That institution supplies weather data, detailed weather data, to private industry across North America. It is of great importance that NOAA works. So, how does NOAA work? Jeez, that's a big question. That's huge. It's satellites. It's earth stations that collect weather data. It's mountaintop weather data collection. So it's massive radar sets across North America collecting weather information, cloud formation, trying to. So that satellite telemetry is probably some of the most important information that NOAA receives. There's arrays of satellites up there owned by me and you, designed by me and you. So those satellites use radiation, electronic beams, broadcast down into the atmosphere, and the reflections back of those signals tells us about what's going on in the atmosphere. Visual images see clouds. Motion images see clouds in motion and help predict the direction of those clouds. But that's satellite data. It's based upon instruments in space that have to have some relationship to what they're seeing on the ground. So how do you do that? You send up weather balloons. More than you want to know about. It's an interesting Google to see how many balloons are launched every year just from America, let alone the rest of the world, because this is what they do and use. It's how the science is added to and works. So that weather balloon goes up and it knows its altitude, it knows the temperature, it knows the humidity, it knows the wind speeds and the velocity. It tracks its own movements using GPS information. So it knows just where it is and which atmospheric layer it's in. Some of these balloons travel up, way up there. It's fascinating to go just kind of poke at that. There's also ground stations that collect measurement data of all sorts. Again, wind speeds, temperatures, barometric pressure, tied to a location. That information is used to help certify and calibrate the information the satellites are sending back. So there is nearly a one-to-one relationship between these balloons, these ground stations. These are not simple things to learn about how they work. If you get into the details of how they work and collect their data, it's even more interesting, confusing, or it's a conspiracy. Unbelievable. So what they've done is this administration, besides trying to just destroy and sell off NOAA as their intent, billions, trillions of dollars of engineering and equipment and satellites and rocket launches to get them up there. And somebody wants to hand that away for profit. More profit, because they already make money off of it. The weather services that use this data sell that data to farmers. So those weather balloons, those innocuous things that people don't appreciate or understand what they're really used for, are vital. These were key measurement information used to reference and set straight other information. It's an education. It's not a story for YouTube. So By canceling those weather balloons, they have made it much harder to understand some of the information coming from these satellites. All this information is set into models. They don't just generate a picture right now. They can generate a picture of the past to show which direction those clouds are coming or going to, or which direction the rain itself is coming or going to. There's also radar data associated with that. There's altitude data to know which layer of the atmosphere is carrying the most moisture and what kind of moisture and the temperature of the atmosphere. So those weather balloons, as they rise, are collecting all this information. It helps certify, helps calibrate, helps build the picture colors on those animations that you watch. The second part of that is this is a simulation for weather. It can measure real time. That's not a simulation, an actual snapshot of right now the weather across the U.S. Amazing. Look how far we've come. But it's also a predictive model. The software helps try to analyze which direction that weather is going. If it's going to run into another cold front or warm front, it's going to pick up moisture and add moisture to be worried about 2 days from now, someplace 6 states away. I could go into why I understand these models. A lot of the original software for these models was written in Fortran code. Not that I wrote any of it, but I used pieces of it to build predictive models, to build routing algorithms and subroutines that ran assembly facilities. So the instruments that they use, I was trained, certified, and worked with those types of instruments for years. It was an education applied to industry in mostly engineering functions. So to see them pick this apart and to hear a few more complaints about the weather predictions being wrong or inaccurate is the result of Republican politics. Only it's not even Republican politics anymore. It's religious politics. It's wealth politics. These aren't Republicans. These are something else hiding in Republicans. And they hide among the Democrats as well, so no slack there either. Anyway, NOAA, balloons, and politics. Please vote next time. There is an idea about lesser of evils. That card could have been played last election round. Not voting or voting in protest didn't help much of anybody. We outnumber them, flat out outnumber them. Hey, happy No Flag Day. I'll be out the next time. Thank you all. Peace is out.